In the last lesson, we have learned that the stock price is collectively determined by all investors, including both buyers and sellers on the market. Driven by numerous factors, the investor's willingness to own a stock constantly changes over time, and so does the price of the stock. For example, improved company earnings usually make more people want to own its stocks. This drives up the price as people compete among themselves to buy the stocks. Let's look at Tesla. The EV maker had been burning investors' cash for more than a decade since its incorporation. When the company finally turned profitable in around 2020, its stock price skyrocketed. Another key factor affecting investors' willingness to own a stock is the interest rate. Usually, a rising interest rate makes owning stocks less attractive compared to saving money in an interest-bearing account, and thus drives down the stock price. For instance, the stocks of many companies tumbled in 2022 as the Federal Reserve aggressively increased the interest rate that year. Also, a major incident may suddenly change people's view on a company, and thus causing stock price changes. For example, in April 2010, BP had a disastrous explosion at its offshore rig in Gulf of Mexico. The energy company's stock lost 50% of its value in a couple of months following the accident. Okay, here's a quick recap of what you have just learned. Many factors may change investors' willingness to own a stock and thus drive the stock price up and down over time. So far, we have been discussing the stock prices of individual companies, but how do we measure the overall movement of the stock market? That's the topic of the next lesson.